Next lot of DVDs. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to this video, which is the next in the series that we look at my DVD collection. Previous parts available on my playlist. I'm just going to get straight into it. First up we have Mary Poppins, classic film. If you don't love Mary Poppins, you are dead inside. This is the 40th anniversary release. It's got all sorts of extra bits on it. Games, deleted songs, makings of, audio commentary, bonus shorts, all sorts. But you all know Mary Poppins, and as I say, you all should love Mary Poppins. I've yet to see the sequel, but I do intend to. In a very different vein, The People vs. Larry Flynt. So this is an excellent film based on the true story of Larry Flynt, who was the publisher of Hustler, the pornographic magazine, and he got attacked and lost use of his legs because of it, and then so many court cases for it. And this is sort of the story of his life and his loves, particularly his wife, played by Courtney Love, and then his lawyer, played by Edward Norton, has got a prolific role in this. Just a really, really good docudrama, biopic, sort of a bit of both really. And don't let Courtney Love put you off, she's excellent in that. This is Alien vs Predator. I didn't like it. The Alien films are just classics, all of them. Don't care what people say about particularly 4, which is, as I've mentioned on previous videos, is my favourite, believe it or not. But that just did nothing for me. I haven't even seen the second one. Couldn't even tell you much about them. Something about the Arctic I remember. That's about all I remember really. It was just didn't like it. This is Money Train. Sort of an action comedy starring Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. They're transit cops who come up with a plan to rob the Money Train, which is the train that transports all the money out of the subway stations at night. And it's all about the plan, and they also meet Jennifer Lopez en route, and she's in it. But yeah, it's just a fun action comedy. Conan the Destroyer, the second Conan film. I actually saw this first a long time after seeing this. I finally saw Barbarian, which I've showed you a few videos ago. But I really like this one. This is the one with Grace Jones in it, and Olivia Darboe, and Sarah Douglas. The effects are very ropey for this when you watch them nowadays, but yeah, really like Conan the Destroyer. This is a fantastic BBC drama called Maelstrom. This was, when was this? 1985, so I was 10 when this aired. And the plot involves a house that's full of dolls. And it's really, 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 really creepy. And for years, all I could remember was these dolls and how creepy it was. So as soon as this came out on DVD, I bought it, and it's a really good story. It's sort of set in Norway. A woman has been left a fortune by a man who she knew nothing about. So she goes over to finds her house and what have you, and befriends loads of people, and it's all twisty and turny all around that, and I won't go into any more detail, but I highly recommend Maelstrom. This is The Fugitive, the film, not the TV series, starring Harrison Ford as Dr. Richard Kimball, who gets mistakenly charged with the murder of his wife, and goes on the run, and he's hunted down by Tommy Lee Jones, who's the Marshal, US Marshal, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful film. You've probably all seen it, you've probably all enjoyed it. This is Bull Durham. Really good film. Kevin Costner, when he was at the peak of his powers, plays an he's a baseball player towards the end of his career, and a new young buck played by Tim Robbins joins the team, and they both after the same woman, Susan Sarandon, and it's a story all about that. It's sort of a comedy really, I suppose, but dramatic comedy. Excellent performances by all three of those who I've mentioned. Really good film. This is Lost in La Mancha. This is a documentary about the making, or the failed making, of Terry Gilliam's The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, which has now been made and just released. But this was back when it was first attempted to be made. Part of the many problems it faced was that the guy who was playing Don Quixote died, Jean Rochefort. But as I say, this is a documentary all about it. It's fascinating. This in a very nice lenticular sleeve. Although it doesn't quite work, does it? Oh, that's a bit better. You can still just about see this thing between the closed eyes. Anyway, here's One Missed Call. Basically, I bought this with the presence of Shannon Sossamon. It's a horror, as you've probably guessed. Just it's a series of murders, and just before these people are murdered, they get a mysterious voicemail message, and then suddenly she gets that call, and it's a race to try and survive. It's okay. It's typical of the genre. Nothing fantastic, but perfectly watchable, and Shannon's excellent in it. This is Poison Ivy of the Secret Society, which is Poison Ivy 4, as you can just about tell by the IV, Roman numerals, being lighter than the rest of it. So I talked on about 2 or 3 videos ago about the Poison Ivy series. I showed you the first one. This was the 4th and to date last one. This doesn't really follow the pattern of the others. In as much as it's about a woman who gets involved with an older man, basically the plot of the first 3. This one is just about they're on campus in a sorority, and it's all a bit dark and twisted, but it's nothing like the others plot wise, but it's okay. Miriam McDonald, who was in Degrassi Junior High, or Degrassi High, one of the two, or both, and Shauna Waldron are sort of the 2 women in it, and they're both very attractive, so that helps. But yeah, it's, as I say, it's a bit of an anomaly in the series. They've just sort of tagged the name on for money, basically. This is Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit. Brilliant BBC drama from 1996. This came out in 2003, blimey. Starring the late, great Charlotte Coleman. Much missed. Wonderful talent. She plays Jess, who's adopted by a really strict evangelist family. And it's sort of, you see her growing up and the effect that has on her and all the bullying and everything. And then she meets a young lady and their relationship develops, shall we say. And it's sort of a fallout from that. But it's just a really, really good series. Just wonderful performances all round. as well as Charlotte Coleman. It's got Geraldine McEwen and Kenneth Cranham of the main cast. But yeah, highly recommend that. This is a film I really like. This is Donkey Punch. It's sort of a horror, I suppose. Horror-y, thrillery type film. Donkey Punch is, I think it's an urban myth sex act where if you punch a woman on the back of the neck at the right time, it enhances orgasm. So it's a group of lads, group of women. They meet out on holiday. Let me see if it says in the Med somewhere. They go out on a yacht, luxury yacht. Things develop. Three of the lads and two of the girls go downstairs for a bit of fun, and the donkey punch is tried and it kills the girl. And so rather than get into trouble, they decide they're going to cover it up and kill all the girls, basically. And it's sort of, you know, they're trapped on this yacht trying to fight for their survival. But yeah, it's a lot of, I was going to say fun, that might not be the word, but you know, it's a really good film. Jamie Winston is a female lead in it, and she's amazing in this. Tom Burke, who's always excellent, is in it as well. But yeah, recommend that. This is Acts of Love. This is a film I really like. Dennis Hopper. You know, in my head he directed this, but he didn't. He's in a relationship that's not really going anywhere with his childhood sweetheart, played by Amy Irving. And then sort of one of his neighbours, their 17-year-old daughter, played by the lovely Amy Locane, starts flirting with him, and a relationship develops between them. And it's just sort of a drama about the fallout from that, and you know, the relationship and all that. But it's a really, really good film, really well acted. That's Acts of Love. There we are. Couple more. This is Powder Blue. This stars Jessica Biel, who's a single mother who strips to earn a living, and it turns into a bit of a thriller. And can't say too much without spoiling it, but it's a good film. And this is Chloe. So this is a remake of a French film that I do own because I won it from a website, and I can't remember which website. Not sure if I've shown you it or not. Can't remember. But this, as I say, this is a remake. So it's Julianne Moore, Liam Neeson and Amanda Seyfried. So Julianne Moore's married to Liam Neeson. She suspects he's been having affairs. So she pays Chloe, played by Amanda Seyfried, to try and seduce Liam as a sort of a test. And things do happen. So she goes back and she tells Julianne Moore all about it, but then Julianne Moore falls in love with her as well. And it turns out Chloe's not all there, shall we say. But yeah, it's a good film. So that'll do it for this part. Then we'll have one more part for this shelf. As I say, previous parts on playlist, future parts on playlist. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.